Mr. Body was found in the study. Was Miss Scarlet the key? She was seen with the rope. Would she have used it? That is what we're going to find out today. Let's play as Miss Scarlet this game. Okay, so we got all the players set up, and we're going to check our cards. Dining room, kitchen, conservatory. I'm going to be marking my notes, so I'll be right back. Taking notes based on the cards I have. And this is all based on the notepads you'd see in the manual for the game. So, dining room, kitchen, and conservatory. Yeah, see that? And if I get information about a weapon that's not in someone's possession, I'll be switching the color to red and marking it red to tell us that they did not have that weapon. And if they do have the weapon, then we'll have it marked green to indicate that they do have the weapon. Alright, let's get going. Let's start the game. Since I'm Miss Scarlet, I go first. We know how Clue works, I hope. And if you remember from 2017, I was playing Clue on the Super Nintendo. I figured I might as well revisit it since I wanted to show you how I'm taking notes now. I'm doing it from my phone. I'm coloring things in, as you already saw in the previous clip. Looks like Mrs. White just entered the ballroom. And she's all like, I did it. I use a wrench because I'm not even a proper lady. Oh, is that even so, Mrs. White? Oh my goodness. You actually did have the wrench. I don't have any suspects or weapons marked off, which means we're not really sure whether or not to say that it's the solution or part of the solution. So, Mrs. Peacock was not in the ballroom, okay. Okay, so blaming Colonel Mustard with a knife. Knife was not in the ballroom, okay. Okay, Professor Plum's up next. Oh, come on, Plum, you're just gonna roll one? You should be smart, I thought. Alright, lounge, let's see. Who can we pick for the lounge? How about Professor Plum? And we're gonna think about... How about the rope? How about the rope? So, now we know Plum was not in the lounge. So, Mustard was not in the ballroom. So you're going to bring Mrs. White into the conservatory, aren't you? You're going to say rope? Why would you say rope? We already know that White has the wrench, not the rope. Yeah, the rope was not even in the conservatory. Alright, Professor Plum. Alright, okay, I get the deal. I blame you and then you blame me back. I totally get it. I totally understand what you're going for. I'll tell you something. The knife was not being carried around in the lounge by anyone. Now let's go down to the conservatory. Now let's see here. Let's pick Mr. Green. And I'm gonna say it was with the knife. Okay, let's bring Mr. Green to the lounge with the rope. Mr. Green did not have the rope. Okay. And you're still blaming me. The heck? Okay, Mustard with the revolver. Come on, give us something good. Mustard was not in the conservatory. 10-4. Nice job. You're going to bring me into the dining room. Rope. What would I use the rope for? Yeah, see? I don't have the rope on me. I don't know what the heck you think I'd be doing with it. Might as well stay in the dining room. Yeah, you know what? I'll jump on the Scarlet bandwagon. And I'll bet on the lead pipe. Scarlet was not in the dining room. I should know because I am Miss Scarlet. Mrs. Peacock walking around with a gun. Oh, come on. Her hands are wrinkled. Okay, it doesn't look like Mrs. Peacock has the candlestick either. Ah, I hate you, Colonel Mustard. You're gonna bring me into the conservatory? You told me to bring that lead pipe with me? Ah, sure. I'm telling you, Colonel, I didn't kill anyone, but I'm about to. I'm about to if this doesn't stop. Actually, you know what? That statement made me sound kind of sus. So, Peacock was not using the lead pipe. Oh, what did she use then? Seems to be between the knife and the rope. I like to think Mrs. White is in there, huh? And she wasn't using the rope. If you're going to suggest Mrs. White, suggest the wrench along with her, especially since that's the weapon she had, not the rope. Otherwise, you might get a clue like that. Mrs. White did not have the rope. Wow, shocker. She has the wrench. I don't even know if they're even taking notes or just blindly making guesses. Because in Clue, you're not supposed to make blind guesses. That's one of the biggest things about Clue. You're not supposed to take wild guesses. Alright, let's see. Conservatory. I don't want to stay in the conservatory. Let's get out of the conservatory. Okay, that didn't get us much. Mrs. White's turn, making a suggestion. And she suggests herself. Lead pipe. Mrs. White, you had the wrench. Don't suggest the lead pipe if you're suggesting yourself. White was not in the lounge. This means the wrench wasn't in the lounge. Okay, peacock, knife. That seems more palatable. But guess what? She did not have the knife. Shocker. Shocker? Like, I don't get why I said shocker right there. This wasn't no shocker. I was just finding clues, that's all. But now I have no idea whether or not she has the rope. And good thing nobody guessed me. Ugh, but I still get ones. This is getting us great progress. Just nice. Put me back in the conservatory. Yeah, put me back in the conservatory. That's perfect plan. And guess what? The candlestick was not in the conservatory. And of course, you're gonna guess the gun, even though Peacock did not have the gun. Okay, mustard, lead pipe, lounge. That leaves a possibility of the rope being in the lounge. And I don't want to be in the conservatory. I want to be out of the conservatory. I'm going to go to the ballroom. I'm going to say myself, gun, and we're going to play the footage. Now let's see. Looks like Colonel Mustard had the rope. And that means Mrs. Peacock didn't have any of the weapons. And this means we can mark her innocent. Now let's see. Where was Colonel Mustard not? Not in the ballroom. Well, not the dining room since the rope isn't there. So we've got a few possibilities. He could be in the lounge. So let's see. Green with the pipe. So plum candlestick. Ballroom. Plum was not in there. And everyone's blaming Plum. Looks like Plum did not have the pipe. Okay. No pipe for Plum. Mustard with a knife? No way, man. Mustard had the rope. There's no way he could be in the dining room because the rope wasn't there. Wow, shocker. Let's get out of this room. Yeah, I'm heading up to the kitchen. I want to be in the kitchen. So let's see. Plum, revolver. Yeah, why not? Let's take a look. Let's see, Mrs. White. It's just herself. Knife. She has a wrench. Don't they like to risk not getting the right clues a lot for some reason? They like to take those risks of getting the wrong clue, even though it's not even necessary. I don't get that. I really don't. All right, lounge. Oh, dang it, Green! I was on my way to the kitchen! I was not in the lounge. Now beat it. Now, if I'm going to make a suggestion, it's got to be mustard, rope. Mustard, be prepared to tell me some stuff. Yep. Lounge, that's where you were. Now we just got to mark the rest of the things. All right. So we know a bit about Colonel Mustard. I don't really know if he's the murderer yet. But we can sure find out through this interrogation that Colonel Mustard is placing on himself. The lounge was quite warm. It was cozy enough for a nap. A long nap. Colonel Mustard carefully cleaned his monocle. He quickly coiled the rope. Wait, I'm certain it could not have been Colonel Mustard. I have proof. So Mr. Green with the wrench? Not to mention in the lounge. We already established that Mrs. White had the wrench. Colonel Mustard was in the lounge and he has the rope. And we haven't even yet established what Mr. Green had. It could be the lead pipe. Because that's, yeah, lead pipe. Maybe go with lead pipe. Or candlestick, whatever. We have not yet confirmed whether or not he has the candlestick. We have confirmed that he had neither the rope nor the wrench. Because Mustard has the rope and Mrs. White had the wrench. And we know that Mustard was innocent. Why with a candlestick? Stop suggesting things that... Yeah, see that? Mrs. White did not have the candlestick. Like, if you didn't want that clue, then don't pick candlestick. Whatever, take me to the conservatory. I want to know about Mr. Green and his lead pipe. So, the lead pipe was not held by anyone, which means it is not the murder weapon. Yeah, there is the possibility that White's in the dining room, but apparently she isn't. Okay? You know that White was not in the conservatory. Ah, of course, I'm gonna get dragged into the lounge for no reason. And look at that, I don't even have the gun. Okay. Totally on board, I did not have the gun. So, Mustard with the lead pipe. We've already established that Colonel Mustard doesn't even have the lead pipe. We've already established his location in the lounge. We've already established that he has the rope. And we've also established that he's innocent. So why did you pick that combination, Professor Plum? Are you even a professor? You're supposed to be smart. Now let's see. Conservatory. How about Plum? Let's go with Plum. I like Plum. Okay, so revolver was not in the conservatory. Got it. So Plum with the pipe. We've already established that nobody had the pipe. Wow, you guys are being unrealistic right now. Are you even taking notes? I don't think you are. I don't think you're taking notes. I'm pretty sure you're just making wild guesses like you're not supposed to do when playing Clue. Like, are you even players? See, so the knife, not in the conservatory. I already have the conservatory card. Even if I didn't, I would already narrow down the conservatory because lead pipe. Regardless of whether the lead pipe was in the conservatory or not, it would not be in the conservatory. Alright, so Mr. Green knows how to make his guesses. He knows how to actually play the game. Yeah, see that? This is how... I see. So the wrench was in the ballroom the whole time. Alright, now that we know that, it could very well be Mrs. White. Well, that depends. Doesn't look like either of those two are ready to make their interrogation. Oh, it looks like Plum's doing it. Well, let's see if it's right. Is Mrs. White guilty of murder in the ballroom with the wrench? The ballroom was filled with the echoes of parties long since dead. Mrs. White quietly tidied up the ballroom. She definitely hefted the wrench. White! I'm certain it could not have been Mrs. White. I have proof. So yeah, that means Mrs. White, you're off the hook. So we got a bunch of stuff narrowed down there. Now let's see. We already know what went down in the ballroom. We already know who's innocent. So let's try to head to the billiard room. If these jerks let me. Of course, she's going to make a suggestion in the ballroom. Mr. Green with the candlestick. I totally see that going somewhere, yeah. Candlestick was not in the ballroom. If only we could get the right hints sometime. If only we could get the right hints. Oh, nice job, Mr. Green. You're going to put me back in the conservatory and have us miss out on more potential clues. Just brilliant. And you're going to suggest me with a lead pipe? Why the lead pipe? Nobody has it. And guess what? I was not in the conservatory, so don't put me there. So Plum, knife, dining room. Plum didn't have the knife. Plum, candlestick, dining room. Looks like he didn't have the candlestick either. I am not staying behind to make a suggestion. I want to go to the billiard room. Alright, so now we know that Mr. Green didn't have the gun. That means only one other possibility for who could have had the revolver. Professor Plum. Really? You're going to end your turn, Mrs. Peacock? Why aren't you going to go for the hall? Why do you want to be on the lounge so bad? What's so good about the lounge? We already figured out who was there, what he had, and we also figured out that he's freaking innocent. Stop going to the lounge. Why do we have to deal with morons? Even in a computer game. Yeah, perfect. Perfect strategy. So put someone in the lounge, even though we've already clearly established everything there is to know about the lounge. That's brilliant. That is just ingenious. Something I never would have thought of ever in my life. So Plum was not in the conservatory. Alright, we got that. Okay, so Plum not in the dining room. Totally okay. Totally on board with that. Nice job. Plum is putting himself there. Why are you going to put yourself there? At least try someone who hasn't been tried for the candlestick. Oh, at least we know it's in the dining. At least we got a negative clue that we never got this game. But stop taking those risks. We don't need to take these risks. We should head to new rooms and collect clues. Don't act like you haven't collected all the clues necessary for these rooms. Mrs. White, you're dumb. You should have just rolled the dice and tried for the billiard room and... Okay, it's pretty reasonable. Professor Plum with a gun, totally get it. Totally get it. Does he have the gun? It's confirmed. Professor Plum is holding a gun. Well, he was holding a gun when the murder was committed, but is he holding a gun now? Is the question. So, all the evidence we've seen about Plum and the revolver not being in the same place, not being in places, we've already marked all that, so... Nice. Put me in the dining room. Just perfect. Just absolutely perfect. Just a little something to make my day. But at least Peacock's doing something good. I wish I could say the same for any of you. The only reason this game is going to take so long is because these guys are clueless. So, looks like Green didn't have the knife. Well, did he have the candlestick? Alright, it's my turn. I'm not going to stay in the dining room. I'm not going to stay in a room that some chumps put me in. I want to be in the hall. And of course, nice. Like, you're acting like we haven't already picked up that Mrs. Peacock didn't have anything. Like, not to mention in the stupidest room, the lounge. Stop going to the lounge. What kind of strategies are you guys playing by? Don't you dare suggest me. Don't you... Mrs. White! Gosh. Oh, great. I'm going to have the knife. Yup, I have the knife. I have the knife. Oh. I have the knife. Alright, don't you dare put me in the room. Okay. Okay, good, good. Okay, good. Does Mr. Green have the candlestick? Mr. Green did not have anything, and the candlestick was not being held by anyone. So, okay, in terms of suspects, it's between me and Professor Plum, which means it's between the knife and the revolver at the same time. So we gotta figure out where those things are. We better do it fast. Otherwise, some numbnuts are gonna carry me to some rooms that I obviously was not in because the clues said so. Candlestick was not in the lounge. No crap. Mustard was in there with the rope. And he's innocent. We already know what happened in there. We already know that he's innocent. Yeah, Colonel Mustard in the lounge. No kidding. Ugh. These guys are morons. They are absolute morons. I can't even believe I am playing with morons. And they're CPU. You'd think they'd be good at the game, but no, they suck at it. They just keep hopping between the same rooms, hoping they'll get something different. But guess what? They never do. They never get anything different because they're suggesting the same thing over and over and over again. And they keep putting me in other rooms because they somehow think that lead pipe. Of all weapons to associate me with, you pick the lead pipe. Where's that going to get you? That's another reason to narrow down the conservatory. We've narrowed down that nobody had the lead pipe. Stop suggesting me in these rooms. I was not there. And nobody had that thing. Yeah, skipping through all that. I had the knife. The knife. K-N-I-F-E. Knife. This game is going to take forever. Stop blaming me. If you're going to blame me, at least blame me along with the weapon I had, which is the knife. Stop giving me other things. This is embarrassing. This is really embarrassing. This has to be the most embarrassing game of Clue I have ever played. I'm actually being the smart one and trying to go to these different rooms, while everyone else just dilly-dallies around the same exact places every single time. Look, Colonel Mustard is finally being a smart head, but Mrs. White is still dilly-dallying. I had the knife, not Plum. It was me. It was me who had the darn knife. Oh, I've never played a game of Clue where the players are this stupid. Like, oh yeah, let's totally suggest Mrs. Peacock with a lead pipe, and somehow we'll get a clue saying that she does have the lead pipe, even after so many clues that tell us that she actually didn't. To quote Scar from The Lion King, I'm surrounded by idiots. Yeah, That's totally what it's like. I'm surrounded by complete morons. Apparently, I'm the only smart one. Not even Professor Plum. He's supposed to be the smart one. And even he jumps on the bandwagon. Yep, here he is doing it again. We totally don't need to do that in the lounge. We could do it in other rooms, just not the lounge. I have the knife, you dimwit! Do you have amnesia or something? It was me who had the knife. Me! Alright, give me a 6. Just give me a 6. Okay. Finally, we could start exploring. Let's see. Billiard room. What can it's between Scarlet and Knife and Plum and Revolver. You know what? Let's just mix the two up. Just to get some sort of joint clue. It's one or the other. I want one of the two clues. So, okay. Scarlet was not in the billiard room. That means the knife was not in the billiard room. So, in the hall is Professor Plum, gun. Okay. So, Plum was in there, which means the revolver is also in there. So what the heck was going on before? Like, why is everyone just dilly-dallying all over? Like, what's the idea of that? Now, Mrs. White is not going to make an interrogation. It's going to ask Plum with the candlestick. Yeah, that's totally going to get you somewhere, woman. So, okay, was Plum the killer? Let's find out in Mr. Green's interrogation. 7 people walked into the hole that day, but how many would be able to walk out? Professor Plum pretended to study his notes. He reached for the revolver. Wait! I'm certain it could not have been the revolver. I have proof. So, since it's not the revolver, that means it's not the hall, and it's not Professor Plum. Which means it was me! I did it! Yeah, it was me the whole time. Wow. My memory's just recovered. Now I just gotta figure out where the heck I am. But hang on, since I'm the killer, that's gonna be a problem if someone else gets the bright idea to put me into a room which we've already established that I was not in. Okay, so I'm looking at my notes, and after marking things down, I have narrowed the room down between the library and the study. So if it's not the library, then it's in the study, and vice versa. So all I need to do is make an interrogation, and then immediately accuse afterwards. So, interrogation, Miss Scarlet, knife, and library. Tomes of knowledge span the walls of the library. Miss Scarlet laughed as she fixed her makeup and hair. She suddenly grabbed the knife. So it's in the library then. An interesting possible scenario, and it is absolutely true. Miss Scarlet did it, the knife, in the library. She had been hurt enough. And... well, I won. I figured it out. I cracked the case. Get your hands off me, you goons! I'll go peacefully! So I did it. Come with me, boys! So, that's it for this game of Clue. End scene.